My ever-loving students, this is Ezra, your accountancy teacher. May God bless us all with all His blessings. Let us go to the next unit, next chapter, that is accounts of not-for-profit organizations. First, let us know the meaning of not-for-profit organizations. For this, let me give you about a few personalities. Actor Surya, actor Raghava Lawrence, Nammalvar Ayya, and Dr. N. Mahalingam from Pollachi. Actor Surya runs a trust by the name Akaram Foundation, and it is known to you, and most of you know about that. Raghava Lawrence also runs a trust, and Ayya Nammalvar ran a trust. Now he is no more. And the next one, Pollachi Dr. Mahalingam Ayya, he ran a trust. Agaram Foundation is run to help the children who could not reach or who could not continue their further education. Raghava Lawrence helps the orphans and disabled people. And Nammalvar Ayya, he wanted to bring up the disappeared variety of paddy. And Pollachi Dr. Mahalingam Ayya wanted to give literature works at cheap cost. Remember, these four people run different organizations, but their idea is not to make profit. Then why do they run? To help the society, to help the people, to develop arts like that. So, not-for-profit organizations means organizations which are run not for making profit are called not-for-profit organizations. Their idea is not to make profit. Their idea is to serve the people, to develop arts, sports, science, etc. So, these not-for-profit organizations are run with the motive of not making profit. Okay. Now, you may have a doubt. Whether that Varthapadada Valibar Sangam will be brought under this heading. No, we cannot bring that because they don't have any idea and they entertain themselves. That is why they cannot be brought under the heading not-for-profit organizations. Remember, these organizations need money to run those organizations, at least to give salary to its employees. They need money. Where do they go for their money? And they normally do not have capital. They get money. How do they get? Let me tell you a few sources of income. I told you that they need money, and let us see a few sources of income for these organizations. See the income sources and let me explain you one by one. Subscriptions. Normally, some amount will be collected from its members by the name subscriptions. These subscriptions may be monthly subscription, quarterly subscription, half-yearly subscription, and annual subscription. Anyhow, this is the important source of income for these organizations. Next, entrance fees. Some clubs will collect fees for the entry. If a member newly enters into a club, they have to pay this entrance fees, and this is another source of income. Donations. Normally, donations will be collected from the public, and this is one of the sources. And grants. Suppose if you start a trust and run for a few years, after that you can approach the government for grants, and the government will give you grants, and that grants need not be repaid to the government. Such grants will be one of the sources of incomes. And interest on investment. This is very important. You have some money, and when the money is deposited in a fund, in a bank, and that will fetch you interest. Such interest is one of the sources of incomes. And rent. If you have land, empty land, and if you lend it for a rent, means that will be a source of income. Locker rent, likewise, there will be a place, and when some people may come and keep their belongings there. For that, rent may be collected. That is called locker rent. That another locker rent is there. and that is different. Anyhow, rent collected will be an income for the non-profit organization. Dividend, very, very important one. Most of the students do not know the meaning of this dividend. Suppose if you have borrowed any shares from a company, when the company makes profit, those companies will give its shareholders, their shareholders, a portion of the profit, and that is called a dividend. If you become a member of a company and if the company earns profit, that profit will be shared among the members, and as a member you will be getting a portion of that profit, and that profit is called dividend. Sometimes these non-profit organizations will get dividend. And life membership fees. Some rich people or some clubs collect life membership fees, and rich people will be ready to pay that life membership fees. It will be a little more than the entrance fee. So people will be hesitating to pay that life membership fees. And that is one of the sources. And legacies, very, very, very important. And these legacies will come in your problems. What do you mean by legacies? In films, you might have heard the dialogue, சொத்தபூரா அவனுக்கு எழுதி அனாதாசத்துக்கு எழுதி வச்சிருவேன். Like that, the fathers will tell, and that is legacy. Now, let me give the meaning of legacy in English. Say, any amount or property given to a person by a will. Will means will. will மூலமா ஒருத்தருக்கு கிடைக்கக்கூடிய பணம் அல்லது சொத்து legacy, and this is important for the problems. And we have seen the incomes for the non-profit organizations. Remember, as there are incomes, there will be expenses, and these not-for-profit organizations, they are also called non-profit organizations or non-trading organizations. These organizations should keep accounts and maintain books, and they should be get audited. They should be audited, and that should be shown to the tax authorities, to the government. So we have to be aware of the incomes and the expenses, and the expenses should be recorded in the books of the organizations. Let us see some of the expenses. Salaries, you know the meaning of salaries. Salaries means which are given to the working people. This is very, very important. Honorarium. What do you mean by honorarium? See, some companies want to appoint some pronoun persons, well-known persons, popular figures in their organizations. If they work means, automatically their company's name will go up. For example, now let us take MS Dhoni. If he is appointed in a company, automatically the company's name will go up. For that, they will pay money and appoint MS Dhoni as one of his employees. MS Dhoni will not go to the organization and work. He will not come. He will not come and attend even the meetings. But per month, some amount will be going to MS Dhoni, and that amount is called honorarium. There is a word in this. What is honor? In order to honor him, MS Dhoni honors the organization, and the organization honors MS Dhoni. That is why some money is given to him, and that is called honorarium. Now, rent. Sometimes this organization may be run in a rented building. So, we have to pay rent, and that is one of the expenses. Electricity charges, known to you. Advertisement, known to you. You may think, where do these advertisements come? See, if they are running a club and their motive is to develop sports, means when they conduct some program or when they conduct some tournaments, they should be advertised in the public places, in the public newspapers. So there is a possibility of making expenses regarding advertisement and advertisement audit fees. At the beginning, I told you that these not-for-profit organizations should maintain accounts and they should be get audited. For that, the auditors should be given some fees, and that fees will be an expense for the organization. And upkeep of ground, we have to maintain the ground. That for that we have to spend some money. The amount is expended for maintaining the ground is called upkeep of ground. And conveyance charges. Something will be brought into the business. We have to pay for that. That is called conveyance charges. Gardening. This is similar to upkeep of ground and repayment of loan. See, when we have borrowed money means they should be repaid. When we go for repaying that, and that becomes an expense. And the next one, charity. Charity, you know the meaning of charity. If anybody approaches you to help, you may give money, and that is called a charity. And I hope you have understood a little about not-for-profit organizations. They run with not a profit motive, but to serve the public. And they have incomes, and these are the incomes in an organization. There are some more incomes, but let me explain when they are coming. And these are the expenses normally met by the not-for-profit organizations. And let us go further. I told you that these not-for-profit organizations should maintain books and prepare accounts also. They have to prepare three things, that is receipts and payments account. Listen here, this P should be silent. You should not pronounce the letter P. It should be pronounced as receipts. P should be silent. And most of the videos I see that teachers pronounce this word as receipts. It should not be like that. Receipts. Receipts and payments account. Income and expenditure account. These two are accounts, and they have to prepare one statement, and you know the meaning of balance sheet. Balance sheet means statement which shows the assets and liabilities of a business. Here it is not a business, but they have their own assets and they have liabilities also. That should be shown in the balance sheet. And why do we prepare this account and how this should be shown? Let me tell you a little later. See, before coming to this shooting, I went for a makeup. Why do I do that? In order to show me a little bright. Now your mind voice may be telling, sir, even after makeup, you look very awkward. Yes, I know. Let us come to the lesson. Here, one of my students asked that in some books, the organization is written as ORGANIZATIONS. Yeah, both Z and S can be used for organization. Not only for this, civilization also, they may use both S and Z. Now, I told you, before going to do those receipts and payments account and income and expenditure account, let us be aware of something, some more information. Come here. Incomes. It is also called receipts. Expenses, expenditure. These incomes should be divided into two types. One is capital receipt and another one is revenue receipt. How do we classify this? On the basis of their occurrence. See, these incomes will not recur often. It means recurring means coming again and again is called the recurring. Capital incomes will not come often. Maybe once in the lifetime. Such incomes are termed capital receipt. For example, life membership fee. Life membership fee. This can be collected only once. This is not recurring. So, this will be termed as capital income, capital revenue or capital receipt. Another one, legacy. I told you that legacy is a property given to a person or an organization by a will. We cannot expect this will come often. This will recur again and again. So, life membership fees, that legacy will come under the category of capital receipt. Some of the receipts will be recurring. Again and again they will be coming. For example, subscriptions. These subscriptions can be collected every month, every quarterly, every half-yearly and annually. So this is recurring nature, rent. If we have a building and when it is given for rent, we can collect rent every month. So this is of recurring nature. So all incomes can be divided into two types. One is capital receipt and another one is revenue receipt. This capital receipt will not occur, will not come again and again, whereas revenue receipt will come again and again at a regular interval, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, yearly. Hope you have understood. Likewise, some of the expenses will come only once in a lifetime. For example, let us take a club which is run to develop table tennis. See, for running a table tennis club, they have to keep table tennis table. If we buy a table, that can be used for several years. So, buying a table tennis table is a capital expenditure. In the table tennis, we have to buy nets, balls, bats. There is a possibility of breaking of balls, bats, and the nets may turn. So we have to buy often these balls, nets, and bats. So that is revenue expenditure. How do we classify? Only on the basis of their occurrence. If we meet these expenses only once, means that will be termed as capital expenditure. And if the expenditure is made again and again, that will be termed under, that will be brought under revenue expenditure. Now, let me tell you, why do we differentiate like this in the next phase. Let us see how these receipts are divided. I have given, it is given in your book, let me explain. Revenue receipts, I have already told you, these receipts will occur again and again. Subscriptions, it is known to you, money collected from the members. Interest on investment, every month or every quarterly or every half-yearly, we can get interest for our investments. Sale of old sports materials, here you have to be very careful regarding the sports. If it is given as sports equipment, that should be taken to capital receipt or capital payment. Remember that when we go for buying that sports materials means it should be treated as revenue item. Sports equipment means it should be treated as capital. Remember that. And sale of old sports materials, collection of receipts relating to tournament. We are going to conduct a tournament. When we go for making collections, that will come under the revenue receipts. Sports, entertainment, dinner, and come to the capital receipt. Life membership, it will be collected only once in the lifetime of the company, club, that other trust. Legacies, which are got through a will. Specific donations. Remember, general donations means if anybody comes and gives a donation means that is called a donation. Specific means somebody wants to build construct a building for that trust. They want their money should be used for the construction of the building. It means, let us assume that it is a donation given for the construction of the building. It is called a specific. Remember, when the donation is specific, that should be treated as a capital receipt and a special fund. If you find the name fund means take it as a capital receipt. And there are a few items which can be treated as both revenue and capital. Admission fee, entrance fee, donations, special fees, grants from government. These can be treated as both revenue item and capital item. And in colleges, you are given the freedom to be used as you like. The only thing which you have to do is, you have to give a footnote. Suppose you have treated that admission fee as a capital receipt means, you have to make a star, asterisk there, and below that sum, you have to mention that admission fee is treated as capital. If you want to use this donation as revenue means, under the problem, you have to make an asterisk and write donations are treated as a revenue item. In this way, you have to mention whether it is treated as a revenue item or capital item for your convenience. For the plus 2, They have taken all these as revenue items. My dear students, if you find these things means you cannot, though it is allowed to treat it as capital or revenue, in your book it is treated as revenue. Revenue, these items should be taken as revenue items. Now, you may have a doubt. Why do we classify like this revenue and a capital? Listen to me. These revenue receipts should be taken to income and expenditure account. These revenue receipts should be taken to income and expenditure account, whereas these capital receipts should be taken to balance sheet. That is why this discrimination is made. Again, let me tell you, why do we classify all the receipts into revenue receipts and capital receipts? This differentiation is made to take all revenue receipts to income and expenditure account. These capital receipts should be taken to the balance sheet. That is why this discrimination is made. Again, I tell you, this revenue or capital item, these items are treated as revenue items according to your book. So, these remember these items, and these items will be taken to income and expenditure account. Hope you have understood. So far, we have seen the theory part of this not-for-profit organizations. Let us do the sums in the next class. By God's grace, let us meet in the next class. Thank you.